What's up, guys? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com, and today I want to talk to you about how I was able to get job offers without even applying for jobs. Okay, so early on in my career, I was just what I would call a normal developer. You know, nothing super special. It was just like most normal developers. I would apply for jobs when I needed a new job. Okay, but something happened that totally changed my life, which was that I decided to create my own blog. All right, now I decided to do this because I really liked reading blogs from other developers, and I thought it was cool to be a blogger. And you know, I just want to kind of share what I was learning. And really, my thoughts with the blog was I didn't really feel like I was of the caliber of developer to have a blog, like a famous blog, but I was like, okay, what I can do is I can write some blog posts to kind of share what I'm learning with my team, and I can kind of give them the blog posts, and so they can understand what I'm talking about. So I don't have to explain all of these things in meetings, especially in meetings where people aren't really listening. They're arguing with you about it. Like, here, let me just write this all down, right? So kind of my ideas at the time on Scrum and how we were doing things and how we should best write code, right? And so I called the blog Making the Complex Simple, right? It was simpleprogrammer.com. And the crazy thing that happened was that at first, you know, I was writing the blog and I didn't think anyone was reading it, and really hardly anyone was reading it. I mean, my mom was reading my blog posts. She didn't know what they meant, but my coworkers were reading them. That was true because I was spamming them out on the instant message on the group chat and things like that. Whenever there'd be a technical problem, I'd be like, oh, I wrote a blog post about this, right? And people got used to that was my general response. It was kind of funny, but people actually liked it. I actually got a positive response from my coworkers. I didn't expect that, but for some reason, it being a blog and being written on the internet seemed to carry more authority than me saying the exact same things in meetings, but who knows why. But anyway, what ended up happening was that I was looking at the analytics for the blog, and this is about, I don't know, maybe about 6 months to a year in, and I noticed I was getting like 300 visitors per day. And I was like, wait a minute. So this is crazy because I haven't like really spread this blog out there anywhere. Somehow people were finding this blog and finding my articles, and I was actually even getting a lot of comments on the blog post. And so I realized that somehow other people were actually finding the blog and reading what I had to write, and they were liking it apparently. And then this really came to a head when, and this is where I really started to see the value of building out my personal brand, was I remember sitting in my office one day at work, and I got a call on my work phone, right? And you know, it's kind of rare to get a call on my work phone. And I pick up the phone, and there's someone on the other end who is offering me a job. At first I was like, okay, well, how did you even get my work phone? I guess I had it in the blog because it was a professional blog. And so, you know, that was I never expected anyone to actually call me there. What ended up happening was this company, they said that they wanted to offer me a position, which was a little bit awkward because I was at work. So I had to kind of keep it a little secret as I was talking on the phone there. But I said to him, I said, well, what do you mean? Like, do you mean that you want me to come in for an interview? And they said, no. We all read your blog here, and we just want to offer you a position. Are you open to working for us, right? And so, you know, I didn't actually accept the position, although they offered me a pretty high salary, a lot higher than what I was making at my current job. But I was really enjoying where I was working. But a couple days later, I got another call, a very similar type of situation where they basically are like, yeah, we don't really need to do an interview process with you. We're reading your blog already. We'd just like to make you an offer if that's okay with you. And that offer I actually did end up accepting because it was quite a high offer compared to what I was making at that point. And so it made me just realize what the power of just having a small brand was. Because I didn't even have a huge brand. I mean, literally, I was getting a couple hundred visitors to my blog per day, which that might seem like a lot, but it really wasn't that much, right? I didn't have a YouTube channel at that time. I didn't have a podcast. I didn't have all that stuff. Of course, after that, I built my YouTube channel. I created a podcast, right? I started doing all these other things to build my brand up. And that led me to, you know, it was life-changing for me. I ended up getting all these crazy job opportunities. I got consulting gigs where I was getting paid, you know, $500 an hour to write code. I got to speak on stages. I got invited to write books. chance to have my book published by my Manning originally, where they're like, okay, you can write whatever you want. I mean, so many opportunities came from writing that blog, right? And so, if you haven't built your personal brand already as a developer, this is something that I specialize in. I help developers to do this. As far as I know, I'm the only one on the internet that's actually teaching developers how to do this. I've created a program called Rockstar Developer University. If you're interested, just want to check it out, have a chat with me, see if it's a good fit for you. Click the link down below and fill out the application. And yeah, let's get started. Let's build your personal brand so you can start to get job opportunities coming directly to you, offers, instead of you having to go out and apply for jobs.